Hello everyone, today we are going to see how to derive MTD, QTD and YTD using both SQL and DAX. So, first part of the video will cover how to derive this MTD, QTD and YTD using SQL, and second part we will cover how to do this using DAX. So, for this we have a sample data of sales where for every month you have an amount. So, with that data we will be calculating the MTD, QTD and YTD. So, before going much into this data, let us understand what these three mean. So, first thing, MTD means month to date. So, aggregates data from the start of the current month up to date. Suppose if you are having in the month of January, if you are having two transactions, with the first transaction on say let us say on January 1st you have $100 and for January 2nd you have $50. So, the MTD will be shown for January 1st as 100 and for January 2nd it will be 150. You are doing a cumulative sum over the month. So, this is the example, right. So, here you see here January 1st you have 500 and January 15th you have 300. So, MTD for January 1st you will show 500, for January 15th you will be showing 500 plus 300 which is 800, and similarly for February you will be showing 10th and 25th you have. So, February 10th you will show 700 and 25th you will be showing 1100. Okay. So, this is MTD. So, similarly QTD means quarter to date. So, aggregates data from the beginning of the current quarter to today. So, quarter means January, February, March come under one quarter, April, May, June one quarter, and July, August, September is one quarter, and October, November, December is one quarter. So, in the year we have 12 months. So, one quarter will have 3 months. So, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So, for per year we will have 4 quarters. So, QTD is nothing but you will show the cumulative sum over every over that particular quarter, and similarly YTD aggregates data from the beginning of the current year up to date. So, in the 2024 you might have multiple transactions. So, you will be showing the cumulative sum over date as per the current year. So, now let us in the example let us understand how QTD and YTD are calculated. So, again in this example January 3rd, January 15th you have 500 and 300. So, QTD is 500 for January 3rd and for January 15th you have 500 plus 300 which is 800, and February 10 700. So, 800 plus 700 is 1500, and 25th February is 400. So, 1500 plus 400 1900. So, you will be doing this cumulative till the end of March. So, till the end of March this cumulative sum occurs, and from April again it starts from 0. So, from April again this cumulative will stop and a new cumulative sum will start. So, this is QTD. So, from April, May and June you will be having this QTD calculation, that means the accumulation or aggregation logic, and from July, August and September you will be having another aggregation. And similarly YTD, since entire transactions happened in 2024 you will be seeing a cumulative sum for every transaction. Suppose if you have a new transaction in 2025 again it will start from first. So, those are the difference between MTD, QTD and YTD. So, same way you have these values in DAX as well in Power BI. So, now let us go back to SQL Server Studio and understand how to solve this using SQL. So, we have these tables called sales and date, and also we have inserted the sales data for all the required transactions, and date you have for all these dates which are present in the sales. I have manually inserted this and I have created the year, quarter and month. So, I have created it separately. So, now let us calculate MTD, QTD and YTD. So, first is select from sales A inner join date B on A dot date is equal to B dot date. So, here we have to show A dot date comma amount. So, amount is the initial amount for that particular transaction. So, whatever is the amount on that date, that is the transaction amount. So, first is MTD. So, MTD we know we have to show cumulative sum of the amount in that particular month. So, sum of amount over partition by month over order by date as MTD. So, here I will do partition by year and month, because suppose in this current data we have only 2024, so it is fine, but say in original data you might have multiple years of data for January month or February month. So, for January month you might have multiple years of data. So, that is why it is better to keep both year and month in the partition by and in the order by. So, if you do this, this is what you get, ambiguous column. So, here I have to keep a dot date. So, if you see here for this let us do order by date as well. So, order by 1. So, if you see for January 3 amount is 500, so MTD is 500. For January 15th amount is 300, so MTD is 800, and for February 10th amount is 700, MTD is 700. February 25 amount is 400, so MTD is 700 plus 400, which is 1100. So, in this way we are doing the cumulative sum of amount for that particular month. So, now we have got MTD. So, next thing is QTD. QTD means again same, we have to calculate the cumulative sum over every quarter. So, same sum of amount over partition by year comma quarter order by a dot date as QTD. So, now if you run this, let us see what we are getting, and here let us keep quarter as well to better understand the output. So, now if you run this, you see for Q1 you have started with 500, so 500, again 300, so 800, again February is also under Q1, so 700. So, 700 plus 800 is 1500, and 400 plus 1500 is 1900, and 600 plus 1900 is 25, and 200 plus 25 is 27. So, for Q1 you have calculated the QTD for every transaction, and similarly for Q2 you have to calculate the QTD. So, it is starting again from 450 from the first transaction in the Q2 and till you have to calculate the cumulative till the last transaction in that quarter, and similarly for Q3 as well. So, this is how you calculate QTD, and next is YTD. So, sum of amount over partition by just year and order by a dot date as YTD. So, now if you run this, let us see what we are getting. So, since entire transactions happened in 2024, so whatever is the cumulative sum for every cumulative, so basically you will get cumulative sum. So, 500, first transaction is 500, so 500, so next 300, so 800. So, till Q1 this YTD value will match with the QTD value, but from Q2, so here QTD is getting started, the cumulative sum is again getting started, but here it will not start. So, again 2700 plus 450, which is 3150, and so on. This entire cumulative sum will happen till the end of the year. So, this is how you calculate MTD, QTD and YTD using SQL. So, hope you are clear with it. So, it is simple sum of amount. So, you have to do cumulative running sum. So, hope you are aware of this syntax. So, we have to use it, get the output using running sum. So, this is how you do it in SQL. So, now let us go back to Power BI and see how to solve this using DAX. So, I have imported this data, sale data into the Power BI. So, you can see the data here. So, all the dates are there and all the amounts which you have seen recently in SSMS, the same data is there. So, with again we have created separately a date table. So, because this is how you create the date table automatically using DAX. So, whatever is sales date available, we take the min and calculate the year, and whatever is the max of sales date available. So, you take the minimum date and maximum date and you calculate what is the year, and based on these years you generate you have a calendar auto function in DAX. So, calendar auto function will generate every day present in the present in that year. So, whatever minimum year and maximum year you provide as an as a parameter as a filters, you'll calendar auto will derive all the dates between these two min year and max year. So, here in our case we have only 2024, right. So, here calendar auto will generate all the dates in 2024. Okay. So, if you see add columns, we all know what add columns means. Add columns means you are adding new columns to an existing table. Okay. So, here calendar auto is generating dates and you are applying filter of this date greater than min year and date less than max year. And for this every date generated by calendar auto, you calculate the year, you calculate the month name and month. So, this is how we calculate the date table. The reason why you require a date table is, so this time integral functions or this MTD, QTD and YTD, you require a date table as an argument, so as a parameter to this function. So, in this date table, you have this column as date. So, you just click on this and you need to mark this table as date table. So, I have already marked as date table. So, I will remove this. So, if you see mark as date table is on and you need to choose a date column, whatever is there, and once you click on save, it will become a date table. Only this, when you have this date table inside your model, then only you can create this MTD, QTD and YTD. Okay. So, I have created this date table, you have the sale table. So, MTD measure is there, this is how I have created. So, total MTD is a function in DAX. So, total MTD accepts the arguments whatever measure you want. So, what do you want? You want to calculate the sum of sales, right. So, sum of sales over that particular date. So, you have this date. So, let us see, let us write from first. So, where, so total MTD. So, total MTD is a function. So, just if you click on this, if you see the parameters, you have an expression as an input and dates you need to provide. So, it evaluates the specific expression over the interval which begins on the first of the month and ends with the last date in the specified date column. So, expression is total amount. Total amount is nothing but the sum of this amount. So, total amount measure is nothing but the sum of this amount. So, total amount comma date of date. Okay. So, now if you write this, MTD will be created. So, now what will you do? You just drag this date, you just drag this date and you just drag the total amount. So, for you have this MTD for every amount. I mean, these are the transactions. So, 500 happened on Jan 3rd and 300 Jan 15th. So, now if you drag the MTD, you will see 500 for all of the dates from 3 to 14 and it became 800 from 15th, because 300 there is a transaction on 15th of this month. But since there is no transaction that occurred in all these 4 to 14, let us make this MTD as 0. So, how do we make this MTD as 0? Let us keep this in a variable. So, where A is equal to, and here return will return if is blank of A comma blank comma A. So, what I am trying to do is, if A is blank, sorry, if it's not if total amount. So, if total amount is blank, then we show this MTD also as blank. We have to show this MTD also as blank. So, whenever if this total amount is blank, let us make this also as blank. If this is not blank, let us show this value. So, if I write this, if I execute this, so wherever the total amount is null, that means wherever the transaction did not happen, MTD will also be 0. So, now if you see MTD, so for January you have 3 and 15. So, for 500 MTD is 500, for 300 it is 800, and for February again it started from 700, 700, 400, 1100. So, similarly QTD also same function, there is no change, just that instead of total MTD you just use total QTD as a function, and if you drag this, this is the output you get. So, for QTD again, so quarter 1 is Jan, February and March. So, this cumulative sum happens from January till the end of March. Okay. And next is YTD. YTD is also the same, just that instead of function MTD and QTD you just use total YTD, and you drag this total YTD. So, this total YTD, this cumulative sum happens from the start of the year till the end of the year. Okay. So, in this way we calculate the total MTD, QTD and YTD using DAX. So, hope you are clear with this explanation in both SQL and DAX. So, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will try to answer this, and if you like this video, please click on the like button and also click on subscribe button for more videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.